side of the pocket for the black. It's, as far as percentage shots go, it's the way to play. If you know that there's a chance you won't pot it, then you can play it in such a way that your opponent has a nasty looking shot, and this remains true for this form of the game as well as for Chartered Club. I would suggest that had this been Chartered Club, Simon would have played the shot in much the same way. And Glenn here looking like he's trying to figure out where on that point of the pocket he needs to hit for the black to double into the other corner, into the other middle, and has tried that. Didn't work, but he's left Simon a pretty ugly leave back as far as two balls that are relatively open go. So there's just a wee bit of, perhaps a wee bit of gamesmanship back there, and Simon now looking like double or bust perhaps, or if he doesn't want to double, he does have the option of snookering, which he has taken on, and he has got a double, he has got a snooker rather. So top rail, middle rail, and then possibly the other rail next to the black, and that's a spectacular shot. And Simon may still win this frame from where he is, but he doesn't have two shots to do it. That has a shot to send a message to Simon. You're going to have to do this yourself. I'm not going to help you. And how did that not fall? Just looking at the shot that he played, and you would have thought for all money that'd drop, but no, the speed actually kept it out. It rattled and stayed up. Had he potted it, he would have been perfectly positioned for the red in the middle. But as it is, he played it that way, not just to end up in position for that red for the shot, but also because of where the black is. It's not an easy shot for Glenn. He's basically got a pot this or nothing here. Appeared to play for the middle pocket, or perhaps to get a little kiss off the red, two for if you will, and didn't get the result he was after. But it just shows you what good white ball positioning does. Not, and if you don't, even if you don't pot a ball, your white ball pos still will often dictate what sort of shot your opponent gets. You've got Simon just sizing this red up. I would have liked to think he'd want to be a little straighter on it, but he does have some form of angle to run around the table with, but he needs to be careful of the other middle pocket as far as the in-off goes. You see him just point to it with his cue as if to say, I need to avoid there, I need to avoid going there, and he has avoided it, and that's just about bang on. What a beautiful shot. That is a perfecta for Simon. The shot before it made that was wonderful to watch. So Simon now 6 frames to 3 up. The score is, I believe, the same on the other table, 6 to 3, and Matt McInnes has the wood over Kerry Wirtz. Hold on a moment, folks. We're just going to get that Matt McInnes Kerry Wirtz score checked. Apologies, 7-3 to Matt McInnes, the score on the other table. Oh, and off the break. It got a colour too, so that'll hurt big time. That's a major hurty for a player. When we were just mentioning how important the break is to a player's fortunes, and when you get a ball off the break and then the white goes down, it just hurts even more. And Glenn now with the table at his mercy. It just looks like a veritable road map, this. Nothing looks overly difficult. It just needs to ensure everything flows. Leaves himself just off centre on the bottom of those two reds, and just stuns away. And you just find that with Glenn, he's just how fluid he is with that, with pretty much every shot he plays. But just to stun and leave the white there as opposed to running behind the yellows or going and off is a testament to the way he plays. And now the black looking like it's inside the yellow, and the white perfect to drop it. So 6-4 now. Simon leads over Glenn, but Glenn with the last frame with just a little bit of momentum his way. Or just before lunch onwards. The final apparently should finish around 6 according to the schedule, so I'll stay for the whole thing because I've got a pool function on tomorrow night. Yeah, but that's presentation starts at like 8, so I'm going to stay for the entirety of this. Apologies folks if you heard my rambling in the background. I was just talking to Darren, and that's ugly. Gee, that's an ugly leave. I don't think he's hard up on the ball. If he was hard up on the ball, he'd have to play away from it as per the rules. In fact, he made a shot out of that. He tried to wick off the yellow to bank the white off the rail and pop the yellow next to the left lower pocket. He just about got it too. That was, again, a piece of vision there from Glenn. Fully expect guys like Kerry Wurst to look at those shots, but I mean, Glenn obviously sees it too, and just you need to be able to really look at the table to see those. To a lot of players, those shots just don't appear, and when you actually look at the way the balls play off against each other, if you catch my drift, then you will know that shots like that can be played, and that some of them aren't even difficult. You just need to know that the shot can be played and how to play the shot. Daniel Cole's about to put me out of my misery here. Or my one-person misery, anyway.
Good afternoon, everyone. How many viewers have we got, John? Good. Good afternoon, everyone. What a great match we have here. Simon Singleton versus Glenn Coates. Was Simon up a few more frames than this when I looked over?
He was up by as many as 3 at 2 different points. He was 5-2 up and 6-3 up, and now 6-3. So he's still got a lead, but it's just constricted a little bit on him, hasn't it?
Okay. So what's Simon on in this set? Was on the reds?
On the reds, yes.
The best set, but the black can be awkward getting position for.
I just wonder if he might put a bit of how's your father on this and whack that black out of there. Nope, left it where it was.
Oh, yuck. Didn't get a kiss, eh?
Well, he got a kiss, but it was like kissing his sister, that one.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, you kiss it at any other angle and you've got a shot.
Oh yeah, and you're on probably 3 different balls. You're on probably the red to the corner, by the right hand of the table. I mean, just heaps of other ones, eh? You're just unfortunate. I don't know what his plans are here. If he can get through it, then he can get into, I don't know, just maybe a safety, but I don't think he can get past that red, can he?
Well, I'd have to find out whether that's touching or not.
You have to play away.
You'd have to play away if it's touching, so... It's just such a... No, I wasn't touching.
Good white ball. He's covered the 2 yellows closest to the left-hand side rail, I think, by the looks of things. Maybe if we weave it aside, you can hit one, but he's not going to. Ooh. How about this shot, John? Put the white behind the yellow-black area. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. You need to put a bit of bottom right on this, but that takes, doesn't it?
With the smaller white, it will naturally go that angle because it's a lighter white, so it won't. The top doesn't take as much, so it should naturally go towards that angle.
Yeah, I mean it pulls more, doesn't it? That's exactly what he's tried to do, and he managed to get it too. It's just a shame that that rogue red has ended up near the middle pocket, which spoiled an otherwise beautiful shot.
Well, it looks of things with 18 watches currently. It's about the poor numbers.
Hey, it's 18 more than...
Oh, it's still people are
0, so A.
It's 4:30. Yep, I understand.
And some people may be at work watching this on their screens.
24, that was at lunchtime, when people on their lunch breaks.
33.
39.
39, I've just been told.
Oh wow, you must have wanted to listen to John.
I wasn't going to say that because I'm humble, but thank you very much.
Who wouldn't want to listen to you, John? The great insight of the game.
Well, I'm reasonably good at talking about the game, but if you were anywhere near here when Tony was on commentary, he was a veritable fountain of knowledge when it comes to Tony van Wyk, or Van Wyk, as he... Yeah, I just like the Dutch pronunciation better.
Yeah. Can you just drop this in? I don't know if he can hold for the red to the middle, can he? Simon Singleton can do just about anything. Did you not know that? Oh, he's amazing, yeah. He's just...
He said that in almost a fanboyish manner too. I love it.
Oh yeah. No, drop it in a bit of top. Make sure you don't get in the jaws and you're on the black. Big pocket. To go 7-4, get on the hill. It looks pretty decent.
I think it's okay. It's off the rail, so there should not be a problem with this. Just needs to make sure he picks the spot on the jaw or the rail where he needs to hit the black. I don't think the black will go straight in.
I reckon he'll just put it clean. You're right.
No, off the rail. Makes the pocket big.
It does. So if you miss it slightly, you're looking pretty good. Simon, eh? 1 away.
And Matt 2 balls away from victory on the other table. Now 1 away. He's on the black.
Is this
this to win 8-3?
Is this a second life?
Both of them are.
Wow. I don't get an answer, John. Sorry, was it second life?
Both of these are.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've just completed my second life match.
You won?
Yeah, I played against Hazel.
Oh, down it goes.
And
Sorry.
a tight match against Hazel, and it was 8-5. Ooh, you hit a cloud crapping. Who was
The
that?
cloud crapping,
Yeah,
did you say?
It wasn't meant to be.
Well,
Crapping.
well, unfortunately for Kerry Wirtz, it wasn't meant to be either.
Was it 7-3?
8-3 he goes down.
8-3. It was 7-3.
So he is now out of the tournament, but no doubt the trooper that he is, he will watch and support his Tasman mates. And
As he always does, yep.
well, you just have to, don't you? I mean, you're out, but you might as well make the best of it. Stay and support your fellow people.
Nah, he's great like that, isn't he? He's a really humble person that just loves the game, and
He's a very knowledgeable person too. You actually speak to him. He knows an awful lot. He used to be a maths teacher.
he did. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he used to teach math,
That would make
and
sense. He's a smart guy. Yeah.
I mean, he is a very smart guy. And
Well, that's a big coming from somebody like you, John, that is also very smart yourself.
thanks, dude.
That's perfect. Perfect shot. Play the red to push the. Maybe it's going to be a flick into the red or cannon into the yellow full ball.
I'd say, yeah, I would have picked that he'd cannon it because what so often happens when you try for the flick is that you end up missing it completely,
Yes, or if
and
you really get it, you can only touch it.
just to like all around the pig's bum there is pork sort of thing, isn't it?
Yes. So what's he looking at? Is he looking at the red off the yellow?
Yeah, I
So
think
they
he's looking at a cannon. That's what he was queuing
Well,
up before.
It's
is-
not an easy shot because the yellow's quite a wee way away from the cushion, from the middle. It's in the middle of the table, so you have to hit it quite firm to straighten it.
Well, it's a fair way away from the pocket, isn't it? So, oh, look at that, and the pause. You beauty.
Yeah. 8-5.
Oh, that was a sensual shot before.
Yeah.
7-5 now to Simon, but what a message that sends.
Yeah, hell yeah, that could be a bit of pressure on Simon. As I heard Simon say earlier in the day, after his first match, I think he bet Daniel Wilkinson 8-2. Simon said he hasn't played, he can't remember the last time he played this well. It was probably 2 or 3 months ago, he said. He can't, that's what, I quote his words, so that's pretty massive, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
But then the funny part is,
Just move around this way.
the funny part is, the next time that happened, he played against. I can't actually remember, but it was quite a close game. But Simon actually, so that's how he's in the loser's side. Actually, unfortunately, lost his match.
So just move around here with it. That was me nearly knocking my glass of drink over for the second time.
So Glenn to break, and Glenn got one off the break, and he's wide open table.
Yeah, I mean, and when you've got a wide open table like this, so often it ends up that you've got something that's stuck, or you've got several balls that are stuck.
Yep.
You just take advantage of these where you can.
The two options you have are obviously attacking, or because he's in this situation. Because he's in this situation, he can just park a ball over the hole. He can't now, I don't think, but he could have just parked the ball over the hole and been in total control. Cause
He could still try to park that red over the pocket where the black is.
yeah, but that's not really stopping too much. It gives Simon a chance, and especially when someone's about to almost win. The black's covered, but he can come over and just, I don't know.
I think we'll leave this one to Glenn. I'm pretty sure he has a few ideas of his own.
Oh, I bet he does.
But you never lose a match from here, so you're safe either way, aren't you?
Unless if you park the ball and they win, they clear.
Well, then you give yourself all sorts of grief for not trying to pot it, don't you?
Yes.
It's sort of it can be a catch-22, can't it?
It's very interesting, the situation, isn't it?
Oh, very. And this is where you see how individual players think too, because some players will have a go at this without really looking at it, and others like Glenn will deliberate over it, and even now he doesn't see.
He's not round, because he was referring to Simon's game earlier. That's because Simon was being a bit slow, or not slow, but it was really tactical. So not slow, but tactical. If you know what I mean. John almost jumping out of his seat then.
Yeah, I was just trying to roll that red into the yellow for the cannon, but I'm not.
He's got a really nice white ball.
I'm not biased, by the way. I just sometimes I part here. Yes, I did. But well, I mean, Kiwis love an underdog. It's just the way we are. But whatever happens, you just want there to be a good match played, and B, you just want the person who wins to be the guy who plays the best pull, and
exactly right.
Races to 8, more often than not, or 99% of the time, it is the person who plays the better pull who wins.
8 frames is a lot of pull.
Oh, the weight. Jenny Craig.
Oh, he nailed it. Oh.
Gee, he had that on a string, didn't he? That was a beautiful shot.
He knew it was in. He just stayed down.
He was over to the other end of the table before the ball had dropped.
And he was still watching it. He was still like, I want to watch this go in the pocket.
I'm just going to admire my shot.
Yes.
It's like you hit a home run in baseball, and instead of running around the bases, you just watch it sail over the fence, don't you? And then
salt into their wound.
Yeah, and then next time you get up to hit, sometimes the opposing pitcher throws one at your head, and you're reminded not to do it. Of course, the opponent would be very unwise to park his cue over the opponent's head if he admires his good shot.
Yes, that'd be a bit. Or throw the cue ball, or throw the black ball.
You might want to hold it, because sometimes it.
So what's Simon going to do? Do you think that yellow passes the red into the left-hand corner pocket? It does look like it.
The one closer to the white, no. I don't believe it does.
But it's there if you can park it or get close, the overall in sort of weight. I think it's on.
You mean, yeah.
I think it's on, John.
I don't think it is.
He's mustn't.
That's actually.
Oh, wow.
That's not
Look at that
bad.
cue ball.
Actually, that's better than not bad. That's lovely. He would have had the cue ball in the back of his head too when he played the shot, knowing that. You reckon he played cue ball first and everything else? Get it in the way shot.
Simon just leave him on it, or did Simon try to play this yellow to play the yellow in the middle of the table off that red? So he might play
get a cannon off it.
Yeah, it's a big pocket, and it could develop to black or the yellow if you get a bit of fortune.
Yeah, well, with those two reds next to each other, they're not on for a plant, so you do have a little bit of insurance to try something like that. It
wouldn't surprise me if Simon took a shot on like that. There's two awkward balls, one on the top rail and then one on also the side rail.
Yeah, I mean, and we've seen with any weight you put on those shots, if you're just a little bit out, they will jaw and just spit down the rail.
Still biding his time.
So he's just deciding he's going to play the long game on this.
Just getting an opportunity.
Break them away.
I don't think that was an overly good shot by Simon.
Oh, the touch. That'd make a woman happy. That touch. That's beautiful.
Simon test his cueing here and take a long straight one on. Or does he just put it over the hole or there or thereabouts? Ooh,
well, Glenn's changed this frame completely with that shot. See, the one shot, isn't it?
Yeah,
the one shot has changed the complexion of
Not
this
just the
frame.
but the match almost. If you can get through this frame, it's a match, really, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. And there was something that I said before yesterday about how one shot can lose you or win you more than one frame, and that's one of those shots. He just about got that in the corner.
That's
That
so classy, though, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, that was a shot that I didn't see either. Did you see
I
that?
wasn't really thinking about it, but spraying the belt. It's very hard. A shot like that with you meaning cut the leg in the top left hand pocket.
Yeah, half of me thought that was on, but
difficult. No, it's very difficult with the small white, because if the big white, if it's on the crease, you can cut it in. But if you cut it in with the small white, it's easy to overcut it.
you get in behind it and kick it out, isn't it?
It's weird. It's quite interesting trying to pot one, pot a ball that's dead on the rail if you're trying to cut it. It's quite difficult.
Yeah, I mean the contact point is slightly different, isn't it, with the small white as opposed to the big one. The big one, you have to hit the rail.
A double inside the yellow. Yeah.
I would say so, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, then.
Well, it's a bit of a...
Don't come on my mind.
No, definitely, by all means. It's a bit of a two for this shot as well, because he may be able to, if he plays it very well, he can clear that pocket for his other yellow. Or he could just play to sit it there.
Oh, that way.
Hello,
No
hello.
way.
Ah, in
I
between.
didn't see that pocket. I was meaning the other double, but wow.
I was looking at the double to the pocket that he played it.
You were? That double back? Yeah. Wow, what an attempt. Just a flick off that and it develops a whole flame.
Yeah, I mean, the yellow probably is on if you get a wick off the red. The black maybe is not on, but you can promote the black off the
If you're
yellow.
on the yellow last ball, you just drop the black in the corner.
Or,
If you're on that yellow, you just drop it in the corner, yes. So you, as you probably always do yourself, you always try to find the ball you want to put, what your last ball is before the black.
yeah, I mean, you play the frame in reverse, as it were. You find out which ball you want to be on last for the black, and you play to make it so, don't you?
That's exactly right.
You're wanting to...
makes it easy that way.
Yeah, you're wanting to play a few frames ahead of you. A few shots ahead of yourself, but in so doing, when you look at the table, that I think he's left a wee bin for him there.
I don't think it's a wee bin, I think it's a bucket. I think he could drive his train through there.
I think he could drive a 1.5 ton.
A lot
an 11.5 ton digger through that.
But can he though? We think he can, but can he?
We could definitely drive the small white ball in there. I know the little white ball will take that any day.
Let's see what he does.
Yeah, but we're not playing billiards. We're playing English two-shot.
Quite a good shot to go in off that yellow if you're trying to into that pocket.
If you were playing billiards, yeah.
Yeah.
He has to play it with weight too. Like he has to actually give it a ride because he wants that pocket cleared.
Slot it.
No, he hit the rail too early.
He's still there though, that's the thing, but it gives Glenn a chance possibly.
Although that plant's not on from where the white ball is, so he's going to have to play the red at the other end of the table and then get that really good position. And that's hard when you've got so many balls surrounding that plant.
Okay, how about the side left-hand cushion? Oh, it's side left. The top left-hand cushion. So if you're pushing towards us, if you're going, if you're going to pot that lead, you could play over to here.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
So play that shot he is now, but you could have played it after potting that lead. So you're pushing the lead. But I suppose it gives a snooker opportunity for Simon if he doesn't play it quite right.
I think Simon may, if he plays the side correctly, or gets his weight right, he may be able to just dead weight the yellow in the middle and stay somewhere near for the red to plant on. The yellow to plant onto the yellow. The yellow that's over the pocket. He may be able to plant the yellow next to the black
I understand.
and into it, and maybe even develop the black.
That was a really good shot, though, So only leaving the one ball. Simon has having a crack at it to the middle, because you've still got 2 more balls there to have a go at. But if you miss it, you could be in the shit.
Very much so. I mean, this is,
as you said before,
probably Glenn's frame to lose.
Glenn's turned this frame round. Simon was in total control. 1 or 2 good shots, and Glenn's... I don't know if he's in control yet.
Of this frame or of this game?
Frame, but game 2. Yeah.
Oh, he did drop it. Oh, just the spread of the white. He may kiss off the red into the other red. I reckon this...
Hit full ball into that meter. We'll go off the top rail, hit full ball.
Or he might play the billiard off the black, open the black up and get the plant that way. What do you reckon?
I like it, but I don't like it, because double kiss is a good opportunity. Because your black's that far away from the yellow, you have to hit it really firm, and a double kiss is a good opportunity to happen.
Well, you do have to hit it a bit firmer though in any event to get the ball over towards the pocket.
Half the distance, then it would be a good opportunity too. But I don't know. It could be on. He could get me wrong.
I think you have to hit, if you hit almost anywhere on that yellow over the pocket, it will drop.
But you almost have to hit just off full ball on the black to get it there, though. So that's the issue, to get the yellow over there.
Yeah, and that's that distance you were talking about, wasn't it?
In a half ball where you could possibly play that shot.
Yeah.
So you'd be able to do it on the yellow.
It's a half ball.
You'd be able to do it on the yellow where it is, but you wouldn't be. I don't think you'd be able to do it on the black.
That needs to stop. Yeah, that needed to stop. If he'd been same angle other side, that would have been near perfect. But
I'm surprised he didn't play the yellow so he could play it inside that mid. Just play that yellow into the middle, drop it in, and be anywhere in the D area.
So he can pot it in.
Slot the yellow inside the mid.
Yeah. Yeah, I only just cottoned onto that now, Dan. So again, it's the way you perceive the game, and
maybe it doesn't go.
So you obviously noticed that shot way before I did, and you had to actually tell me about it so that I saw the shot.
There's a chance that maybe it's not as nice as we get look from here. He's not going to get there.
No, that's short. So what do you reckon? Do you think he's just going to bury this?
I don't know. He could play a cannon, but it's risky because... Fuck off. I didn't mean it, sorry. That was my partner, Chris Geary, being a bit... mean.
He was just being a gadfly.
Wet willy, yeah, as they call it.
Where the hell did you play with him, Dan? Where the hell did you accept to play with him?
I'm sure. How are you playing with, John?
Oh, I've already got a partner. I'm playing with Dylan Ingebretson.
Oh. Yeah, you could. Chris will have Dylan.
Interestingly enough, I have actually played with Chris before in a tournament.
Who hasn't though? That's the thing. Who hasn't played with Chris Geary in a tournament?
He's a gun for hire, is he?
Oh, I don't know. There's not many people that have gone and played more than one tournament with him though. Most people only play one tournament and then don't want to play with him again. I don't know why that would be though.
I didn't. Yeah, I know. I definitely didn't get that vibe. I thought he was really good to play with.
He's good, but I don't know.
I mean, he can be annoying sometimes, but he's a.
It's been really good. I've been enjoying it.
Definitely a dude you'd rather have on your team than not.
Oh,
I'll put it to you that way.
Good old Silver Belly, isn't he?
Yep. Well, he's from the same club too, so there's no confusion over which club you're representing.
No, that's correct.
But I do think the rule has been changed to allow players to not have to be playing for the same club.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah, he tried to move the black over there. He's unfortunate with that shot.
Yeah, I think there's still half a hole there for Glenn.
I think he's got a hole to aim at, John.
A whole hole?
A hole. That makes sense, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. One with an H, one with a W and one without.
Yeah, of course. Looking pretty good here, isn't it, John?
Crowd goes wild.
What a good frame by Glenn. Well executed, wasn't it? It turned from Simon was in total control to Glenn playing a couple of nice, really, really nice shots actually to get himself in the match.
Well, that's that's the virtue of that's the virtue of fighting for a frame.
Fighting for a match.
You fight, yeah, and by extension the match when your opponent's on the hill. I mean, you know you have to win every frame coming, otherwise you're gone. So
big break by Simon. I haven't seen him get one off the break. Commentator's curse. Oh, the white was in.
Oh, did he get a kick off the white?
Yeah, the white was in.
Extra layered, isn't it, when the match goes? I didn't think that was on.
Yeah, right on like that. He's playing it confident, right? If he gets that, it's regional team.
The regional team event.
So I get to play on that because I'm one of the wild cards. It's a wild card team.
Just at the minute too, Neil Wally is playing against Phil Wilkinson in a virtual knockout match. Neil Wally is 6-3 ahead.
That's a second life match then.
Yes, yeah. Phil Wilkinson lost his first life against Adam Shaw on televised match before. That was
8-7, yes.
Yeah, that one went hill. That was the game I mentioned before.
Yeah. It's been some cracking matches today. Really, really good matchups, eh? As always expected though, this is a hard tournament.
Oh hell yeah, it's just great to watch. Never mind commentating, it's just great to watch.
Oh, of course. So we love the game. Anyone can win on the day.
If you're good enough and you get the balls rolling your way, then anything can happen. I mean, you still have to make it happen, but if you've got those little ingredients going for you, then you can win, can't you?
Yeah, of course. That's right, John.
Oh, I know which comment that was too. I know what I said. Simon, if you're Simon Green, if you are still watching, I do know which comment you were referring to as well. I just saw the comment that you made. Oh, the touch that would make a woman proud.
Oh yes, that good comment that was John. That was the shot Glenn Coots played, wasn't it?
Yeah, the weight shot that he played. Yeah, that Simon has. Well, Simon on the yellows, and he's got 4 plus the black.
I like it. I like this opportunity here. With the small white, obviously, white won't run as far, but spreads a lot more. So if you're with the big white, you'd think, oh, you'd be able to play this in and be on the yellow to the other middle and the left-hand middle, the furthest one away from us.
But yeah, not with the small white, no. Not a chance with the small white. You're having to allow for the spread and just. Oh, you beat it, yeah.
Good comment.
Hey Dan, who did you beat before?
Well, it wasn't a beat, but it was a good match against Hazel.
Yeah, Hazel's sister Camellia is just saying that apparently Hazel's out in the car park waiting for you.
Waiting for me in the car park, yeah.
Not to share pleasantries either, I'll warrant.
Hopefully it's only just two, hopefully it's not the whole crew.
Oh, come on now, that's a bit judgmental, isn't it? A bit pre-judgmental.
Oh, they come with a lovely crew down from Tokoroa.
So they're all there to congratulate you. You think? Well, hopefully.
I'm not going outside, John.
Oh, so it's working then.
Yeah, so just drop the yellow in. I thought he'd be able to pot it and not have to worry about going off. But it's quite a fine cut, this yellow, isn't it? He's just going to play
Yeah, I mean,
the bottom just to run it up and down. Or not up and down, but just up.
towards the middle of the table and leave yourself on the right middle pocket.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he plays. Oh, I think he's playing right-hand side to run it round. Run it round.
Do you reckon he'll...
Yes, I'm What did he do?
Oh, he nearly lost the stream on... Daryl just about cut the stream on us. Thankfully